Let me first and foremost welcome everyone once again to yet another life transforming session of our Career Wars program on the stable of the AEMP, the AEMP being the African Economic Mandate Project. Tonight, I'd like to welcome you especially, particularly anyone joining us for the first time and anyone listening to us from any part of the world. I have no doubt in my mind tonight that what you're about to hear will transform your life and set you on the path of super level of productivity. Tonight, we shall be exploring the subject we should caption doubling your productivity. Doubling your productivity. I believe that when a man understands how to go about whatever he needs to do, then he's set for a new level of result. Once again, you're most welcome, and God bless you all for joining us tonight. So tonight, again, like I said, we will be exploring the subject, doubling your productivity. Now, by way of introduction, let me say that productivity here connotes, among other things, the capacity to be able to produce results. Man has the innate capacity to be able to produce results. But the question tonight is, how well are you producing? And what is the level of result that you're producing? So what we're doing tonight will help you, again, reflect on where you're at in your journey, and then begin to reorganize yourself, and then begin to follow time-tested secrets on how to double your productivity. So in life, some people accomplish more than others. Some people seem to record a standing result than an average person. So what exactly do they do differently? What is the secret behind this phenomenon? How can I double my productivity? So that's the question we're trying to answer tonight. So I'll have to listen very carefully because something's about to bust loose in your direction. So what do I need to do differently, perhaps? Life does not give you and I what we want. What life does is to give you what you deserve. Let me say that again. Life doesn't give you what you want, but life gives you what you deserve. So the question is, how do I deserve more from life? How do I become more deserving of life? Now, how far you and I are willing to go in engaging the truth we have found will set the pace for our level of results. So life is always asking you, how far are you willing to go? So you and I become deserving by sowing the right seed of time, energy, and resources so that we can reap the right kind of fruits and right kind of results. So let me say here, as we begin to set sail for tonight, that the fundamental key to doubling your productivity is personal development. I say that again. The fundamental key to doubling your productivity is personal development. Second to that is living a disciplined life. And third to that is staying focused on the things that matters. Now, these are open secrets available for everyone. They are ageless they are ageless secrets that have been tested over and over again that you and I need to, combine to live a life of results. Let me say here tonight that when you apply the truth, you are not ready to be free. So one of the things that we'll be doing tonight is to break it down. And so I'll be sharing with you, a number of principles, that will help you and I take stock of where we're at and get set to doubling our productivity. Once again, you're most welcome. Number one tips we'll be sharing tonight on how to double your productivity is setting goals. Could be spiritual goals, could be career goals, could be business goals or family goals. You must live a life set on goals. Why do we do that? You cannot achieve or you can be productive on the goal you have not set. Your productivity should be towards certain goals, certain targets you have set. A wise man said something very fundamental. He said, you cannot hit a target you have not set. So a life that is goalless, will be equal to activity without productivity. So every day, every month, every week, there must be certain specific goals you have in mind. Where are you in the phase of life, for example? And what goals have you set to achieve over time? It could be educational goals, it could be career goals, it could be spiritual goals. And that's why it is important that you must understand that the first thing that you and I need to do first to set the sail on the path of productivity is to set goals. And number two thing you and I need to do is think on paper. You must be someone or, given to thinking on paper. There was a very story that, very, that changed my life early days. There was a great man of God that said he has a thinking room. And this time I was staying perhaps with, an elder brother, and I probably don't have a room to myself anyway. And I had a statement, you have a thinking room. Now that shook me. So I said, okay, if I don't have a thinking room, then I must have a thinking time. So thinking on paper suggests to you and I that you must have a time of the day, a time in the week or a time in the month where you sit down and all you do is to think on paper. About chapter 2, the Bible's very profound on this subject matter. Says, write a vision, make it plain. So the goals we're talking about in principle number 1, you must be ready to make sure that you think on paper. Somebody said something very profound. He said, the wealth is a result of man's capacity to think. Now the challenge with many people is that many don't think. Some would rather die than think. One of the best gifts I can ever give to myself is a blank sheet of paper and a pen. Then, because it's ideas that produce results, it's ideas that generate results. As a matter of fact, wealth is ideas. So when you think on paper, you are setting the stage for a life rich in all things. Number 3 tips tonight is use your commuting time wisely. That means your travel time. Lagos is a wonderful place to stay where you are coming in traffic for 2-3 hours. Early days, I used to complain a lot. Then someday, while thinking on paper, an idea came to me that I can turn my commuting time, my traveling time in the traffic, into a classroom. I can turn that time into a classroom. So what I do, I then decided to change my perspective about traffic. Now, from hating traffic to enjoying traffic. So I turned my car into a learning hub. Messages, spiritual development, career development, teachings on life, applicable teachings on different areas of my life. I bought audio materials, and when traffic was, building up, I'm raising my level of awareness. I'm building capacity in that area on wealth management, on leadership, all kind of, learning inside the car, just by myself. And my perspective changed. So use your commuting time wisely. Number 4, use your break time wisely. Now, the reason why we have break time halfway in between our working time is a reason. After tonight, you will look at your break time differently. How do I mean? You discover that your break time is a time to reflect. It could be time to pray. It could be time to look at your day. How have I done well this day? So it's halfway. How well has my morning went or gone, for example? And then if it's not going well, then you can change it by the second half of the day. So your break time is a time you need to reflect on your timing for the day and check your goals for the day. Check what you're supposed to accomplish for the day. Are you doing well? If you're not, then change the direction that you're going. So use your break time wisely. How to be productive. Number 4. Number 5, build your vocabulary. Now, a number of us are struggling, waste time on a number of things that we're supposed to do because we are short of vocabularies. Early days in my young life, one of the things I did that helped me build capacity in the area of vocabulary to help me communicate effectively was every day I tried to look for a new word, one new word every day. The word, the meaning of the word, and how to use the word. Guess what happens? By the end of the month, I've learned 30 new vocabularies. So I'm able to communicate ideas effectively. I'm able to, so where people are struggling, I'm able to, are wasting time documenting things. Under a very short period of time, I can deliver. Why? Because I've built capacity. Somebody said that how rich your vocabulary is will determine how rich your life will be. How rich your vocabulary is will determine how rich your life will be. How can you double your productivity? Number 6 tonight is eat well. Now, I learned this very, very late. Early days, I was doing badly. I thought, being consumed with work, forget about food. Food is not meant for people that are lazy. Just keep on working and working and working and working without eating. Guess what happens? I never knew I was affecting my productivity. I learned that very, very late. So what do? And now remember that when you eat well, your brain works well. Eat well means eat healthy, among other things, not junks. You understand the place of water, the place of vegetables or fruits before your meals, and all of these, things about healthy eating. Now, when you eat well, I can guarantee you your productivity will be optimal because health is wealth. You've heard that many times. When you are healthy, you can think very well. When you are healthy, you can relate very well. You know what people that are apprehensive, that are sometimes very snobbish, check them. There's something's wrong somewhere. So when you eat well, you live a healthy life, and I can guarantee you become more productive. Number 7 here tonight, good night sleep. That's one area again that probably you need to find out. I learned also that when you have quality sleep means a time when if it's 3-4 hours, you should actually sleeping, not sleeping and waking up and then sleeping and waking up. No, good sleep. And one of the ways you can have a good night's sleep is have a nice shower, for example, a warm one if you like, if you're able to afford one, and then you are sure that when you sleep, it's a sound sleep. When you wake up, you are refreshed. God placed, that concept of sleep inside man to give man a refreshing experience overnight. So by the time you wake up in the morning, you are fresh and ready to deliver results. Number 8 here tonight is read relevant books. You have had many times when they say readers are leaders. And you can't lead without being a productive person. Otherwise, you can't get there. So books enrich life. Books help you and I to build capacity, to be aware, of how to get better results. There are certain people you never meet, but you can read their books and learn their ways, learn what they've done differently to get results. So when you become knowledgeable, when you become aware, you command outstanding results. I've often said that knowledge is a catalyst for exploits, and knowledge comes by reading books. Daniel, a man in the Bible of renown, relevant for 65 years, he said, I, Daniel, understand by books. So books, you want to double your productivity, please be given to books. Number 9 here tonight is you must acquire relevant skills. There are skills, technological skills, digital service skills that you and I need to acquire. Some people would, be working on something for 3-4 hours. Some, because you have the right skill, would deliver the same thing in 5 minutes. So there are applications all over the place. There are, knowledge about the Excels, knowledge about certain applications, for example, that you can quickly just do a few things and you get results. So please recognize that when you are more knowledgeable by way of skill acquisition, you deliver results faster than any other person. And that is important for you to hear tonight. So in your spare time, learn how to acquire new skills. It could be communication skills. It could be how to listen effectively. It could be how to, move things around within a Word document or a PowerPoint document. All of these skill sets, particularly in the workplace, will help you to become a reference point, perhaps. More importantly, it allows you to be able to get results quicker and faster. And instead of spending hours and being fatigued on an assignment, you're able to hit it very, very fast, and then results are here. So to be more productive, you must acquire relevant skills. Number 10 here tonight, you must stay inspired. Now, stay inspired means you must recognize that you must be self-motivated. Now, one of the, I've never seen a man that is productive that is not first motivated. I've never seen a man or a woman that is, highly productive, that is not a man that is, bursting with energy, always staying inspired. Why? Because he recognizes that, look, every day brings opportunities. So he's always energized. You can't get him down. There's joy in the spirit, man. He's always inspired, get result. So you must be result motivated. You must be inspired by results. You must be life driven by result. And then once you stay inspired, I can guarantee you that the result will come. Because you see, one of the things about having joy in our spirit, man, is that it helps us to think better. When you stay inspired, ideas flows to you. And guess what happens? You become more productive. Number 11 here tonight, you must build what I call your social capital. What does that mean? Your friends, the kind of friends you keep, the kind of mentors you have, the kind of people that surround your life. You must be choosy. You must be selective and make sure you have a rich social capital. Why? Because sometimes there's something I wanted to do. I just need to put a phone call to somebody who's on my network, for example. And then instead of struggling and getting those things done myself, 1, 2, 3 things, they are done. And so I become more productive by a phone call. I become more productive by the kind of people that surround my life. I don't have to get things done myself alone. No. I have people all around me, blessed by people around me that I need to just put a phone call through, and I know that they have the capacity to deliver what it is that I'm looking forward to from them. So you must build your social capital. And lastly, here tonight is you must appreciate the gift of every day. So when you close for the day, for example, with your journal in your hand, your goal set up, you sit down there and reflect. You are ticking them. You are appreciating God for the day, but you are ticking. Oh, I couldn't get this done today. That's fine. Okay, now move to the following day. Move to the following week. Now you begin to appreciate and give thanks for that day. There's something about appreciation. It helps you to multiply results. There's something about giving thanks. It helps you to multiply results you are generating. So these are the 12 tips tonight. And let's look at what are the killers that, things that drain productivity. Now, number one killer of productivity is wrong association. Wrong association. You must be careful. There's a very profound scripture in the Bible, Psalm 1. It says, be careful the kind of company you keep. It says, beware of sinners, beware of scorners, and beware of ungodly people. Now, there's certain people, now we're trying to describe that, if you want to be productive in verse 3 of that scripture, it says you have to be careful in verse 1 about the kind of company you keep. Wrong association will generate wrong kind of results, wrong energy, and wrong energy can never be productive. Number two thing you want that's the killer of productivity is holding grudges. You must know when to let go. Don't hold anything against anyone. Just when maybe you feel betrayed by someone or somebody stab you at the back, relax. Reflect. As a human being, of course, if you come at us, but just relax. Take out time, let go, and then you'll be amazed. Somebody said, let go and let live. Just move on from there. Know when to move on when you have issues that may try to limit your productivity. Number 3 things, you must beware of complaining and murmuring. Beware of complaining and murmuring. Murmuring and complaining drains the energy. They drain productivity. You must be aware. Anytime you get to a point where you're almost trying to complain or murmur about a thing, just raise up your hand and just give God thanks for that thing. Raise up your hand and just say, Father, I just thank you for this one thing. And then the negative emotions just leaves you, and then you begin to smile. That's why smile is one of the most productive things you can do to yourself. So beware of complaining. And number 4 is beware of addiction to telephone and TV. A number of people will just sit down by the television 3 hours, 4 hours, and then they wonder what happens during the day. Why are they not getting results? Now, the longer time you spend on this, they are good for what they have, what they represent. But spending too much time on them is one thing that we have to be careful about. 4 hours, 5 hours sitting down behind a television set in a day is a leak to your energy. It's a leak to your productivity. You must be aware. So in closing tonight, let me say that through effective time management and an organized life, you can double your productivity. And being productive will help you and I achieve more that will access within a very short time. Now, being productive will make you and I a reference point, either at our workplace, because people want people who can generate results. I've often told you over and over again on this platform that an employer is always looking for an employee of value, someone who has results to show for his effort, someone who, when they employ this person, will transform and give them the kind of results they're looking forward to. So beware of time wasters. You can become more if you invest more in yourself. Let me close here tonight that, one of the things we are doing here tonight is so that you can become more, is to invest your time in what matters. First things first, so that you can become more. It is not what you and I have, as it were, that matters. It is who are you becoming in life that matters. So tonight, I believe the tips shared here tonight, when you reflect on them and listen to them over and over again, particularly on personal development, you will discover that you can double your productivity when you focus on the right things. and you live a life that is disciplined enough to be able to itemize in very clear terms what exactly you are living for. Jesus said one thing, he said, this one thing I do, you must major in your major, like we always said, and minor in your minor. Once again, thank you for listening here tonight. I believe with all of these fundamental tips we shared tonight, you are set to double your productivity and God's name shall be glorified. Thank you once again. And until when we meet next time on this platform, this is Help You signing out. God bless you all.